What's going on, y'all? Haves and have-nots. Season 4, episode, girl, I don't know, okay? 15, 14, 13, 15, 16, whatever. It's called the apple tree. Okay, so let's get right into the episode. It picks up where it left off last week. I'm going to be honest, this episode, it was cute. It was cute. They slowed down on the drama just a little bit because, sometimes you got to slow that shit down. We can't take so much, bitch. We can't take so much. But next week, woo! Jeffrey and Melissa, Melissa trying to make me like her, okay? Because at first I was like, bitch, get the fuck. Oh my God, I can't wait till I go to the shop and get this redone. Because I thought I was going to go down to Atlanta with my shit like this, but this stuff is screaming. And I said, girl, no, you can't go down looking fuzzy. You got to go up. You got to go down there looking fresh and shit, You got new shit and everything. You got to look fresh. But anyway, am I the only one that do that? When I get ready to travel somewhere, I don't bring old shit. I bring new shit all the time. Like, you won't get me to go buy no clothes for shit. But if I'm finna go somewhere, I'm finna bring some new shit. I don't know. That's just me. I just don't like trap. That's just me. That's just me. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. So Hannah is sitting there talking to Catherine like, girl, I understand what's going on. I'm here for you. She was like, Hannah, this is really real. I'm really bad. I just went through this. I'm like, damn, bitch, it wasn't even a fucking month or so that you went through this shit. Amanda ain't even in the grave a good 2 months before you lost the other one back to back. Oh my God, that reminds me of my grandma. I hate when stuff reminds me of sad things that goes on in my house and my family. Like y'all know, I told y'all my uncle, he died like in October, and then this is like 2 years ago, and then 4 months after that, was it 4 months? No, yeah, 4 months after that, my aunt got killed. My grandma lost two children back to back, and it's just like, it's crazy. So I understand. I'm sitting here with Catherine like, yup, yup, because I don't know how my grandma kept it together, but my grandma kept it fucking together. That is a strong ass woman, and let something happen to her. Oh God, it's gonna be all type of hell. I'm going to fuck off. But anyway, moving on from that, she was like, "This is my fault." Like, I know you want to say it, Hannah. Just go ahead and say it. She was like, no, I ain't finna. I'm not finna cuss you out like that. I'm not finna bust you out like that, Miss Cry. But sometimes you reap what you sow, and karma comes back around and bites you in your motherfucking ass. And that's exactly what it's doing right now. It's that apple tree shit. All you planting all these apple trees and some shit that she said. I said, old people, southern people, y'all got these little sayings and stuff, and I be liking it. I be sitting here like, I ain't never heard no shit like that, but I get where you coming from. So, Catherine want Hannah to tell Jim. And Hannah like, girl, no. Because the last time I done seen Jim, I cussed his ass out. Okay? He's the devil's seed, and you want me to tell him? Girl, I ain't got, no. Get somebody else. You can't tell him? No. Bitch, I don't have nobody else. All right? Just you do it. I can't even look at his ass right now. I don't like him. All right? But you need to tell him. So, basically, that's what's going to go on here and happen. Girl, Candace was up in her bed, sleep, having wet dreams and all that. And next thing you know, we see this shadowy figure come up. I said, here come War ass. Here come this motherfucking rapist. War popped up and all up in her bed like, bitch, where the fuck the money at? Don't forget, you got till the end of the day. TikTok, bitch, time's up. I said, can you get the fuck up off of her so she can go get the goddamn money? All this raping and shit ain't. Look, Tyler, you're going to have to cut down on this stuff because it's getting on my nerves. I said, you're doing a little bit much. You're doing a bit much on this thing and shit. But anyway, so she go to the bank. Well, first, Jeffrey comes over to the house, and he trying to get his phone. His phone came in. Lips glossy. His phone came in, and he went on ahead and answered some calls. And next thing you know, what's her face called? Justin. Justin called. He was like, how did you get my number? You forgot you talking to a cop, right? I want you to come back over there to the hotel. And he was like, no, I got shit to do. He was like, no, bring your ass back over here in an hour. He was like, all right, bro, give me two. I said, Jeffrey, I you like him. I know you like this S&M type of shit that y'all got going on, you know, but you supposed to keep the upper hand. You just flipped and let him take that upper hand. I'm sitting here like, Jeffrey, what the hell are you doing? Okay, I know you're going through your shit right about now, but you got to stop playing because Veronica want him over at the house, all right? And he worried about all the stuff that's going on. Candace telling him he needs to just chill out and calm down and all this stuff, whatever the shit. So she goes to the bank and she get the papers, all right? Before she leaves out, we get this scene with Mitch up there talking to Benny. Benny is look, let me tell you something. The way they got Benny acting, maybe Benny should have been the one that died. Because y'all know we don't really know if Wyatt... Bitch, I swear to Lord, if at the end of this season, they finally flip Wyatt's ass open and I hear his chest go like... I'm going to be like, Tyler, I'm done. I am done with your ass, okay? Because I got a feeling that's going to happen. And if that shit do, I'm going to just be sitting... So you put us through all these emotions, and that motherfucker is put a breathing tube down his throat, and he all to the motherfucking good? I mean, we thought Benny was dead for a minute, too, and that motherfucker was in the... Come to find out, he was only in a coma for like a week. Like, girl, what? But, anyway, moving on from that. Benny, he getting upset about because Mitch was on the phone trying to get them calls in. David hasn't turned on their phone lines back again. He hasn't switched it back over, so they're not getting business. He's upset about that. He was like, did you fix that? Benny trying to act like he big and bad. He calls David phone. Yo, David Harrington, this Benny. Yeah, bring your ass down here. We need to talk. Man to man. Now, click. I said, Benny. Who you trying to intimidate? Not me. But then after that, Mitch was like, let me tell you something. What's going on with War? I don't trust that dude. Why you going into partnership with him? You know, something about him. I had to get, because I'm tired of my lips looking so extra glossy. Trying to go into partnership with him. Something about him ain't right. What's the deal with him and Candace? You know, all this shit. Benny keep trying to vouch for War. War is a good dude, okay? He one of the best dudes out here. And I said, he's a good dude that want to kill your ass. Okay? War said you better have my $2 million or your brother is fucking dead. War pops up in the shop and he was like, I'm finna sit up in here because he told Candace, I'm going to keep an eye on Benny all day until you give me that money. It was like, Candace thought she had till 12 o'clock midnight to get that money. He said, no, 5 because the bank's either 5 or 6 because he said the bank's closed at 5, so you got to give me that goddamn money then. I said, oops. So, bitch, you better get your ass up and go ahead. You know, so after War comes in, War this whole time was sitting there at that table, at that desk with the gun out. And I'm like, Benny, you don't see the gun? Especially that last scene when the gun literally was like this pointing at Benny. Benny looked up and kept on writing. I said, was a book or something hiding there, or is Benny really that slow? Okay, I'm just confused. So, you know, Mitch goes over there to Candace's house and trying to have this conversation with her before she leaves to go to the bank and was like, what's going on, you know? Are you okay? What's this deal with you and War? I seen what happened. You know, you cannot deny this shit. Okay, you trading sex for what? You owe him money. How much money do you need? I get it. You know, you need to get my family into it. She said, calm down, Mitch. It's all to the good. You know, I don't need your family into it. Do Benny even know about your family? He was like, no. I was like, okay, keep it that way. We don't need no more people involved in this. I can handle myself. I'm a big girl, all right? I got myself into this bullshit. I get myself out. But thank you so much for looking out for me. You can go about your merry own way. They doing all this stuff in the driveway in the front of the house. Mind you, he was blocking her from coming out because she wanted him to move his car. And I said, y'all know Miss Pearl, her nosy ass ain't had shit to do the whole day. They didn't show this, but you know damn well she was up there surveillance camera just everywhere taking pictures trying to see, oh, she got another one. She got another one. You know she was. So he moved out the driveway and this is when let Candace through and I thought he was going to follow her. But come to find out, he gets on the phone and he called up his brother and was like, yo, I need you to come out here. We need to handle somebody. We need to get, this nigga needs to get gat. I said, you finna boss up, Mitch? You's a Mitch ass nigga, because you finna boss up now when the war wasn't there. But then when you seen War doing that shit to Candace, you didn't say nothing. You slept right underneath that motherfucking tarp and just laid there like this. I ain't seen nothing. Ain't seen nothing. But all right, get the goons out, bitch, because he was ready. He said, we finna do this, we finna get this, do this. And I said, what else y'all finna do? That, this, that, and the other? All right, come on, Mitch. Yeah. Okay, he bossed up a little bit. I said, you gained a little bit of points back with me, Mitch. After that, Candace go to the bank. Candace bring her ass to that bank and he gives her the papers. Remember, Jim told him, the banker dude, to go ahead and give her all that money that she's asking for right then and there. And to put down in the footnote of the contract that she has 14 days to get it paid back, or else the house, the towing company, and Benny house will go into foreclosure and it will be taken away from her because you know she ain't gonna be able to get that money back. So, with that happening, Candace is sitting there looking at the papers, and at this moment in time, the little banker dude, he's getting a little anxious because she's sitting there trying to read the fine prints and stuff. And he was like, so what, you're finna read everything? I mean, if you're gonna read everything, we're gonna be here all day. So you might as well just go ahead and sign here, 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 here. Let me tell you something. One thing about business, and when y'all go in there and sign these contracts and stuff like this is a prime example. They try to get your ass that way. Do not just sign because they're trying to force you or they're trying to speed up time. If you want to read, it is your right to read everything that you need to read. And it's your right to ask questions so you won't get caught up in shit. Okay, I just wanted to put that financial tidbit out there because that's how a lot of people get got, all right? But anyway, moving on from that, War calls. Either War calls and then she didn't answer the phone or she called him back and was like, you know, I'm at the bank right now. And she put the guy on the phone to let him know that the money finna come because he asked Candace, do you got a bank account? She was like, no, I need this in cash. And he was like, we ain't got that type of money on hand like that. And then he was like, you know, Candace put her little fake waterworks on and was like, you know, I really need this money. Like, can you do what you can? I mean, come on. And he was like, okay, I can see around if we can get it all together. Gets on the phone with War. Who the fuck is this? Mr. War? I'm just letting you know that she's about to get her money and could you just give her a little bit more time? You should have it in about like 2 hours. He was like, how dare you put me on the phone with this motherfucker? What you trying to do, Candace? He was like, yeah, baby, we'll be there. You know, we'll be at the Jet. Okay, you're the best promoter ever. You're going to do good in Vegas and all this stuff. I said, you better come up with a cover story. Okay? And Benny trying to talk and be like, who the fuck was that on the phone? It was like, you got your tricks out here fucking around on you. You need to get a tighter lynch or something like that. And I said, oh, don't say that because she talking about your sister, okay? Mind you, he gonna use that and be like, well, you did say, you know, tighten up the squad and shit, and that's the fuck I did, you know? Bing, bang, bang. Okay? So after that, eventually, the money did come through. They finna go count it. She calls and tell him that the money's here. He was like, bring it down now. He's like, no. She said, take a picture in 5 seconds. It was like, baby, they finna go and count the money. I can't give you a picture just yet. Just chill out, okay? And that's when he was holding that gun right there. Right there, Benny. And I'm like, Benny, you don't see that? I mean, we see it, but you don't see that play gun right there. You don't see that. I see it. You don't? Oh, okay. So after that, what happened? Veronica. Child. Veronica and Jeffrey. Jeffrey comes over to the house. He still got on the same clothes. She was like, you know, welcome home, son. It's nice to see you. Say hello to mother. All right. Why don't you come on upstairs and see your room? He was like, my room. He was like, I'm not staying here. She was like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Mind you, she was telling Alice, like the Brady Bunch, the maid on the Brady Bunch, the white maid on the Brady Bunch. Okay, I said, this ain't no Brady Bunch. What the fuck y'all doing? She was like, girl, you need to cut these wigs. Okay, the wigs are not supposed to be like this. They supposed to be even. And the way that she was talking to her, she was talking to her calm and decent and everything. She was saying thank you and all that shit. So I ain't think nothing of it. Oh boy, but bitch, in the last scene with her, I said, Veronica, you ain't shit, but I was kind of tickled and here for it. All right, you know, my people that went through some bullshit back in our time. Okay, 400 years of slavery. All right, being called boy and look at the back door and you can't, girl, you know, let me stop. I'm not finna get ahead. All right. But Veronica, you use that word boy so much. It's like she tried to flip the roles. Okay. She really think like she a white woman in a black woman's body. I don't know. Because that's what she gives me. All of this scene was giving me that. Jeffrey, I don't know. She told Jeffrey, come upstairs and let's see your room. He was like, I ain't staying here. She was like, yes, you are. All right. And then it's like he's pissed. You can see he's pissed, but he is literally scared of his mother. Like as soon as he gets some type of empowerment and he stands up to her just a little bit, he backs all the way down. And I know in certain cases you have to plan this shit out. You just can't rush into it. But Jeffrey, you've been planning this shit out for 4 seasons now, okay? And it is time for you to really boss up to your mother, all right? I don't care if you gotta slap that bitch. In this case, I'm not here for people doing shit like that, but that bitch needs to be slapped, okay? She really needs to be. Bitch, wait till Catherine finds out that, you know, she had Wyatt. That's the cat fight I want to see, okay? Because we know Catherine got it in her, okay? We know she got it in her. When she threw that water on, that pot of water on Candace and knocked her ass out, remember? Yes, okay. But anyway, they go upstairs, the room decorated, and she was like, this the room that you and Melissa and the baby's gonna stay at while she's pregnant and after, so I can have time with my grandbaby. You see this shirt? It's so cute, isn't it? I was like, commit her. She in the field, baby. Jeffrey, you study psychology. Diagnose this bitch right off the hand and commit her ass. Okay? Not a voluntary hoe, an involuntary hoe. 5150 bitch. We don't even need to do all that. Just put her in there for years, okay? But commit that bitch, okay? Because she crazy. She crazy. She told Jeffrey, now take your ass downstairs and go change. And was like, I hope I have a boy. Y'all have a boy. Because I got nothing but boy clothes. There's too much feminine energy up in here. And looked at Jeffrey like, I said, bitch, you know what? That would have been my cue. Deuces. Fuck out of here, bitch. You want him to be straight so bad, but you keep alluding to the fact that he's gay. Like, he's gonna change. Girl, no. Just because he have a baby don't mean that he's not gonna be a gay man. Just because you force him to marry this girl does not mean that he's still gonna be fucking niggas on the side, okay? That's all that I mean. I mean, I go along with it and still have my cake and you too. Bitch, you want to put me up in this house and let me have somewhere to stay? Fine. I will be out every night with my boo, okay? My nigga, all right? That's what I be doing. I'm not fucking her and she can have all free reign and go do whoever she wants to because, bitch, I'm not doing her. That would have been me. But, you know, Jeffrey don't think of these things. But, after that, you know, she told Jeffrey to go home, change, and put on a black tux, a simple tuxedo, a black jacket. Put on a simple black jacket. He left. He went to the hotel to meet Justin. Had Justin handcuffed on to the bed and laying on his chest. Mind you, Justin keep putting out there that they're men and that he's not gay. And he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Okay, you're not gay. You sick bitch. Okay, you really are. Because at one point, Justin kind of sensed that little Jeffrey was like in his feelings and angry. He was like, what's wrong? And he wanted to say, what's wrong, baby? What happened? Can daddy make it better? I just want you to feel good. I want you to be happy. You know Justin wanted to. Because Justin is catching feelings, all right? But he's still in this, I'm a man and I'm not gay. Baby, you fucked the shit out his hoe and you probably let him fuck your hoe too, okay? Because Jeffrey said bitch, because he was like, you up in here acting like a little bitch. He was like, well, you were screaming like one. I said, whoo, so y'all taking turns. Okay, and that got Justin pissed the fuck off and tried to choke him out. Jeffrey said he didn't even fucking flinch. He said, go ahead, bitch. I really don't care. I don't care. And he got up and he was like, what's wrong with you? I mean, for real, man, what's wrong with you? I said, why do you want to know? Why do you want? He said, just get out. And he turned over to his side. I said, That is your cue, Justin, to get in the bed and cuddle up behind him, put your arms around him, nuzzle into his neck, and be like, baby, I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm going through some stuff. I'm trying to figure this all out. Like, I really found myself digging you. Okay? It's just that the way that I was brought up, being gay and all that stuff and seeing that you was gay and shit, it's just like, it's not acceptable and shit. But I see you going through something and I don't want you hurting. Man, you did something to me. Like, you really put it in me and put it on me. Like, I just can't get enough and I don't want my chocolate bunny to be over here feeling all this stuff. So what's going on? I am the law. I can take care of this. I said, look at this blue lives, all lives, Black Lives Matter ass moment going on right about now. Because when I was just like, Jeffrey turned over and said no. Okay, Justin said fuck it and left. Okay, I done gave you an opportunity to tell me what the fuck was going on, and you not, bitch. Bye. Okay, and after that, Jeffrey goes back over to the house in his floral. He didn't change his pants. He just put on a new shirt and tie and his floral jacket. Actually, looked nice on him if you ask me. Okay, Veronica said, bitch, I told you to put on something simple. You gonna put on something that look like my dress. I said, wasn't nothing wrong with that shit, but he did that to fuck with her for real. That's the way he get at her. He gnaws at her. That's what Jeffrey does. He gnaws at her, And so after that, he was like, she came up and said, Jeffrey, why do you always act like I'm abusive towards you? You act like you're scared of me. He said, I am scared of you. And then gonna say something else, and then she slapped him. I said, well, bitch, you just asked why he act like you abusive, and you just slapped the shit out of him 3 times, okay? And so next thing you know, Melissa comes in, and she was like, Melissa, how you doing? Your parents all right? Yes, my parents are fine, and, my dad, he's doing very much better. And then she was like, Jeffrey, Melissa's here. Say hello to the lady. Jeffrey, Melissa's here. Say hello to the lady. Hi. Jeffrey, when you see a lady in a room, a man usually stands up. Well, I don't see no damn lady. Melissa copped the attitude for real, like, bitch, what? Me and you in the same motherfucking boat, bitch. Don't even try, okay? I don't want you just as much as you don't want me. She was like, you're not showing yet. She said, get your ass up. I said, Veronica, I am so, Jeffrey, you're putting your lips together. Ooh, you're doing all these facial expressions and stuff like you finna punch Veronica, but you just don't do it, okay? I'm not condoning this stuff, but I wouldn't be sad if I see it happen. Like, girl, I'd be like, she needs to get it, okay? And so after that, he was like, you take Melissa upstairs and you go show her where y'all staying at, okay? And I was sitting here like, everybody caught on to the fact that Melissa said that she is not showing. How long ago was it, because each season is damn near like a week or 2, okay? So, how long ago, how many is she months? We were gone for like a couple of months or so. Do we add that time in? Because if we add that time in, she should be showing by now. But if we don't, I can understand why she not showing. And question, do y'all really think Melissa's really pregnant still? Because at this point in time, it is Tyler Perry. You really don't fucking know. Because Wyatt is still like this. I'm telling you, Wyatt is leaning over like this with his eyes open, just looking like, I'm just waiting for these motherfuckers to sleep me over so I can be like, ha, psych. Y'all fucking know. But after that, what wound up happening? They go upstairs and Veronica told Alice, Alice, go get tell the driver to bring Melissa's stuff upstairs. Alice fucked around and tried to go out that front door. She said, Alice, the fuck you doing? Back door, bitch. And I fucking died. I said, there you go. I kind of clapped. That was the only time I was happy for Veronica. Y'all know, we done went through a whole lot. She reversed time. She treated her like she was a black maid in 19 whatever, when slavery and when the civil rights shit was going on. Okay. I said, well, goddamn. So after that, Catherine actually did go up there to the jailhouse to see Jim. Jim was like, why are you here, Catherine? Hannah. Why are you here, Hannah? I mean, so you can sue me? So you can tell me I should have said something that it was my son that actually hit your son. So you can do this, and so you can call me a devil. So you can call me a demon. So you can curse me out about this. What it is, Hannah? He was like, your turn. She was like, Jim, no, Mr. Crier, that's not why I'm up here. No, you know how monotone her voice is. No, no. She was like, I just wanted to tell you that your son dead, okay? What? What? Dead? And that was it. Bitch, I can't wait till next week when Melissa told Jeffrey, look, I don't want to be here just as much as you don't want to be here. So we both need to come up with a plan to get away from your crazy ass mama. As long as I'm leave this bitch with some money, we can get out of this bitch. Okay? I said, all right, Melissa, you better play this shit. Because I had questions. But that was halves and half nights. I'm finna go look at Sisterhood of Hip Hop. And yes, I am reviewing it. And I will see you guys later. Peace.